All right, we all said welcome everyone to our virtual League of Opportunities Part 1 June. This is Cesar Trabanco from the Global Chamber and the happy organizer of these two series events, monthly events, and where we highlight our members. And something that I think I haven't done is tell the questions that we normally send our members for them to respond in this presentation. And it's normally for us to learn more about the individual. Who are you? Tell us something about you, and also about the company, the industry they are at, how the company is working or is adapting to the changes in that industry. We like a little bit of engagement, so if the speakers today have a couple of questions for the audience, feel free to shoot a couple of them, and then the most famous question from the global chambers: who do you want to connect with? And so normally 7 to 8 minutes per person. I think we have four of the speakers today here, so that's great. um and anything else that you would like to add? I know, David, you have a special opportunity or something going on next week, so anything else you would like to add, feel free to share it in the presentation, and also in the chat. Let's use the chat as a live interaction, everyone here. So you're more than welcome to start adding your contact details, email, LinkedIn, or whatever you want to share. That would be great. And with me today is Doug Bronke, CEO of the Global Chamber, and who's gonna support in the moderation. Doug, anyone in particular you would like to start with today? Oh, you're on mute, Doug. Sorry.
First thing I want to say is Jason Ball, Australia, you're going reverse in aging. So that must be a little bit of an older picture, or your Australia is really much better for you than Japan. That's an amazing picture.
It's a good point. I haven't updated Zoom picture for quite a while.
Yeah, I need your photographer very, very much. Very, very beautiful. I think David Harlow, I think, should go first, because I've heard so many positive things about him. He's right in the middle of all sorts of trade issues with free trade zones. He's donated a sponsorship to the Global Chamber Tanzania event, and without even being able to go there, he's just he's growing his company. Just a superstar. So David, thank you for your being on the Global Chamber Los Angeles Advisory Board. I loved your presentation too at the World Trade Week in Orange County. I was able to actually visit that. You did an amazing job. How can you outdo yourself from that?
Thanks a lot. I appreciate the introduction, Doug. So maybe just for people that don't know me, let me give you a quick introduction. Again, I'm the president of ITC Diligence. We're licensed customs brokers and international trade consultants. We help companies understand bonded warehouses and foreign trade zones. We provide services throughout the United States and throughout the globe to help companies understand and manage the tariff implications for importing and exporting, and specifically in the United States, utilizing different federal programs like the foreign trade zones to manage those tariffs, duties, and a lot of different things companies are able to do throughout their supply chain, from manufacturing, importing, exporting, and then just different types of manipulations and processes that are needed to satisfy the needs of their clients throughout their supply chain. We're located in Southern California with branch offices in Boise and Fort Worth. And probably some of the key things that we've been doing recently has been helping companies understand the complexities of tariffs, from what tariffs apply to them today, what they can anticipate tomorrow sometimes, or over the next 6 months, and then just really providing guidance on how to manage your supply chain in these in this tariff environment. The foreign trade zones offers a lot of great opportunities for companies to navigate the tariffs, but more importantly, to develop strategic goals for the long term in using programs like the foreign trade zone, where you're able to realize manufacturing benefits, duty deferral, and duty elimination benefits through the FTZ program. And so our clients, or the companies that we really try to focus on, are those importers and exporters and manufacturers. Those are the companies that usually see a significant benefit in using the foreign trade zone program. And then it's also globally working with companies that are manufacturing abroad or are receiving goods from the United States on what those reciprocal tariffs look like, what those obstacles in trade can be that goes beyond tariffs. And so it's just helping them understand that and how they can position their supply chain to navigate the tariffs, but more importantly, maximize benefits throughout their supply chain, whether it's using free trade zones in Asia, maquiladoras in Mexico, bonded warehouse programs in Europe and Canada, and of course, foreign trade zones here in the United States. And so some of the different events that we participated in that Doug's touched on a little bit is participating in a lot of the World Trade events with the Global Chamber, the Brokers Association, the Foreign Trade Zone Association, the Foreign Trade Association. And then it's also providing different regions around the country updates on those tariffs and what other options are available that companies can use to diversify themselves or just navigate their supply chain here in the United States. Some of the events that we have coming up, we partner with Riverside County and providing those businesses with updates on the tariff situation and foreign trade zones. But that isn't just for Riverside County businesses. It can definitely provide a lot of value for companies all over the world to understand how those complexities are being managed, with there being continual changes with steel and aluminum tariffs, how they're impacting Canada and Europe, as well as the pauses that we've seen recently that are being extended. And some of those pauses are coming up due here in July and August. And then it's also understanding the ongoing investigations on pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, furniture, copper, and timber are all ongoing. And we're anticipating potential additional tariffs on these commodities in the next 30 to 60 days. And unfortunately, we won't know for sure until those days are here, and then we'll figure out how to manage those. Unfortunately, we don't get, we're not proactive enough with the U.S. government to be able to provide us with guidance ahead of when those tariffs are impacted. So we're dealing with that. And then we're also recently championing our EAGLE nonprofit program that provides export assistance to companies that are interested in getting involved in exporting out of the United States for global trade, as well as companies that want to expand their export program. We bring in key people such as Elizabeth Glenn, Paul Smith, Martin Sealander, Paul Duncan, and many others to talk about how you can use their services to grow a really good and successful export program. And then lastly, we're doing a port tour at the ports of Long Beach. We're doing a harbor cruise that includes a tour of their security facility as well. So some really good things to give companies perspectives on how the world works, from the seaport side to businesses in the weeds of managing tariffs and importing and exporting, and then just providing companies with guidance all over the world on how they can continue to do business with the United States, even with the obstacles that we're currently experiencing. So hopefully I didn't go too long, but that gives hopefully companies an idea of what we can do to help you and support you during these unpredictable times that we're dealing with global trade. Is there any questions, maybe?
Yeah, hey Dave, my name is Steve Nicolakiris. I'm with CBiz. I'm based in the Northeast, but we have a big presence in the West Coast. We recently acquired a firm called Markham. Just curious if you have any connections, or would you like any introductions to any of our, we have a big apparel and consumer product
Absolutely.
practice.
I'm not familiar with the company, but I'd love to be familiar with the company. So yeah, let's definitely connect offline and see how we can build a synergy together.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe one thing to ask the audience is what are their experiences so far with the tariffs, whether that's importing tariffs that they're being affected by, but also there's reciprocal tariffs where other countries are assessing tariffs on U.S. goods because of the U.S. tariff. So I'd just be curious what people's experiences are, and definitely we can explore ways that we can help them navigate those tariffs, whether it's through U.S. Government programs like the Foreign Trade Zone or other programs around the world that we're familiar with as well.
That's a great question, David. Anyone?
I'd like to jump in. Hey, David, I'm a supply chain consultant. And what we do, we're putting together a program where we go in and do an assessment of all of companies, so somebody that you're working with. And then we do a combination of benchmarking, complete SWOT analysis, systems analysis, and basically a risk analysis of every SKU going down 2 or 3 tiers if possible to fully discover the entire supply chain, document it, document the all of the risk and put in action plans so they are ready for not only handling the market as it is today, but into the future.
That's great. So one question that I would have, Tom, is does your company also then look at solutions for those businesses once you've done that analysis that may include foreign trade zones or other programs? I don't mean to say foreign trade zones is the only solution out there. It's definitely one that people consider.
Yeah, and I was really excited when you started talking because I was going to reach out to you because that's exactly what we want to do. We provide ultimate recommendations and quick wins on exactly what they can do now and into the future. We even lay out how they can maintain this ongoing over years 2 and 3, and then redo it again in year 4.
Great. Yeah. One of the things that we do, we don't get as in depth as you do when it comes to the supply chain, but we do a free cost benefit analysis. So it's a preliminary analysis that identifies the benefits of the foreign trade zone after understanding their supply chain and how the foreign trade zone can offer benefits or the bonded warehouse can offer benefits. And then we also identify the costs of those programs to set up, as well as the cost to operate those programs, like you said, year 2, 3, and beyond, because that's important to understand as well. And then once we have that preliminary understanding of what that potential savings would be, that's where I think a service that your company offers can then really dig into the weeds of what that really means and what those implications can have. So definitely let's connect online, because I think I definitely have clients that would be interested in exploring what you can offer in a more in-depth analysis.
And I have one that I think you might be able to help with. So yeah, I'll reach out to you.
Great synergy. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Tom. And thank you, David. David, I invite you to put all your information here in the chat, and
Yes,
I will
I'm
look
going to do that now.
the PDF you send me. I will try to put it here in the chat as well about the event.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot, Caesar. Thanks, Doug.
Thank you, David. Doug, I was thinking maybe we can transition to Ryan Sakamoto in Phoenix. Ryan, I know you've been moving from places this week, so I bet you're tired, but welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Hi guys, I'm Ryan Sakamoto from Sanyo. I used to live in Huntsville, Alabama for 4 years, but I've just moved to Phoenix, Arizona from this Tuesday. And I was like, not only me, but also my family was like, what the, hell the heat in Phoenix. When I was in Alabama, yeah, there was humidity, but the temperature was like 90 to 95. It's a little bit comfortable, but yeah, we are ready to enjoy here's X-ray heat. Yeah. Thank you for giving the wonderful time. Yeah, let me introduce briefly for myself and my company. You know, I'm working for the Corporation of America, and that is a Japanese company, and we do general import and export. I had 10 years experience for automotive industries until this April, but currently I'm in charge of the like innovative material. It's kind of like the sustainability wise. Yeah.
Hey,
So
Brian,
it's
Brian, sorry to interrupt. I think your bandwidth is low, and so maybe you might want to turn off your video just to make sure we get the audio in full and in case you have
yeah.
anything else.
Sorry, yeah, thank you for your suggestion. Yeah, I guess my Wi-Fi is outage, so I'm using the phone connecting. Can you hear my voice now?
It's much better now, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, my company is doing the import and export for industrial material and products. So, for example, like we import automotive parts from overseas and then sell to the automaker in US. And also we do some business in the global, like Japan, Asia, and Europe as well. Recently, we've started to promote our new material, which gives you the cool temperature for outside facility without using any energy. So then you can save energy cost using our material. Now, our main target would be like the utilities and energy industries. I would say that in terms of the recent trend of data center and AI globally, the utilities have been focusing on how to secure the amount of electricity they're generating. So even the unit of energy consumption of the one data center has been doubled from 5 years. So for those trends, yeah, I hope our innovative material can help utilities and data centers to save energy cost. Yeah. And yeah, we are new to Phoenix area, so we would like to reach out to the potential customers in not only Phoenix, but also the entire US and also other regions in the, other countries, I mean. So yeah, we do offer the commission for the engagement and service as well. So please let me know if someone is interested in our material and will become, being the sales rep for our material as well. And for more information, yeah. And also the recently we've started the other material for agriculture as well. I guess this information is new for Doug and Cesar too. And we are going to import some innovative agriculture material. It's kind of like a soil improvement material. So we can provide water saving and fertilizer saving for farmers. The Phoenix area and I mean Arizona, it's rare case to get the rainy days. So yeah, we are excited to provide our innovative material for agriculture as well.
This is Jason, Ryan. I lived in Japan for 18 and a half years, 3 years out now. I have a lot of connections, and through previous jobs and current connections, I do have some people who are offering install and data center support for NVIDIA across Japan for AI, and another guy who's in the AI business who I work closely with, ex-colleague, is doing the AI for insurance, banking, cutting edge stuff, retail, wastewater, things like that. Just introduced him to another ex-colleague of mine from 15 years before that, who started a business after working for Morgan Stanley facilities for data centers. And his last few years has been flying out of Japan into the US to support these big companies like investment banks and insurance companies with their strategy, data center strategy, as it pertains to Japan. And of course, it's all about AI now. So I've introduced those two because there's a lot of synergy in what they do. He only does the large data center and hardware side, but he wants to be able to offer more in the stack, so that I've just introduced him last trip to Japan. Be great to connect with you and learn more about your involvement in that industry and whether there's some synergy with yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jason. Yeah, we are willing to connect with you and someone in your network. Yeah, it's interesting information. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Jason and Ryan, this is Vinay Gupta from San Francisco. Energy is my field, and I think both of you are doing things which are very, very key in the world of energy, especially clean energy. So I'd love the opportunity to connect with you and have an offline conversation how we could advance this area. Data centers are especially front and center. San Francisco Bay Area, as you know, is the heart and soul of data centers. And plus the solutions that you bring in from the ag side, I think Ryan, I think they really provide a clean energy solution. So it would be great if we could connect offline. I'll reach out to Cesar to connect us, and I have sent my connection information already on the Teams chat.
Thank you very much. Yeah, actually, I'm going to go to the San Jose the end of next month. So yeah, it would be appreciated if we can make a schedule to meet in person.
I'd love to. That would be
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
Ryan,
And
Ryan,
Jason, I
Vinayak,
don't.
he ran an operation right down the street from you because Vinayak Ryan is in Skysong on the same floor that Global Chamber used to be. So he's very
Wow.
close to the old Volvo dealership that you guys took over. So
Oh.
you guys will have a lot to talk about.
That is wonderful. No, definitely look forward to connecting. Thank you,
Thank you.
Cesar. I'll reach out to you for help. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, as you said, like Bay Area, yeah, there is a lot of utilities, the facility like PG&E, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, they have a bunch of, the BSS, battery energy storage service systems. Yeah. Even though,
Wonderful.
that application we would like to, reach out to the.
Yeah. And like you said, BESS is a key application in that regards, and then
Right.
feedstock for BESS. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm excited
Yep.
to talk with you later.
I'm gonna make sure to make those two connections now, Ryan. And I sent in the chat, Ryan, I sent the presentation you did for an event in Phoenix. So anyone here in the chat can go there and learn a little bit more about the company too.
Yeah.
Thank you
Cesar,
very
the
much.
chat goes away after we finish the conversation, right? I think it does.
Yeah, but it's saved. We normally send it in the follow-up, but you can also, as a user, you can save it. There's the three dots on top, and say like save chat. But we can take care of that.
Great.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And Ryan, I know you were when we had a conversation last month, you were talking about some specific countries. Can you mention those again, just in case we got, as Jason that has experience with Japan, maybe we got someone who has experience in any of those countries.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah. As I told you, I'm working for the Sanyo, but it's not different from the Sanyo Electronics. So we are not manufacturer for the microwave or fridge. But currently we have offices in the overseas like Americas and Asia and Europe as well. But we aim to have an office in like the South America and Australia and also Africa as well. So from this winter, I guess, our team in globally would like to aim to the new countries like Australia and South America, and also the Africa as well, like the Brazil and South Africa, I mean. So yeah, we'd lovely to reach out to someone who has a good network in those area. Yeah. And then we jump to, our new adventure to, go to the Americas, I mean, the South America and Australia and the Africas as well.
Great. No, that's good to know. Then Jason can help there as well in Australia. So
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
perfect. Doug, any questions or any comments from you?
No, all good. You're making good progress, Cesar. You're awake, you're alert, and you're right on top of it as you always are.
I am. Thank you, Doug. And so thanks again, Ryan. And I will be making those two connections to Vinayak and Jason now. And let's move to I see Cipeli Alapay from Mexico. Cipeli she's in a new project in a new company, and I invited her to to talk a little bit about that today. So welcome, Sipele. How are you?
Hello, thank you, Cesar. I'm very good, thank you, and thank you for inviting me. I didn't give you a heads up, but I'm actually going to promote two projects. I had a great meeting with Global Chamber Querétaro yesterday, and so I told him I'd give him a shout out today while I was in this meeting. I've been in the Global Chamber for about 2 years, and the majority of my experience here in Mexico, and I've been in Mexico for 9 years, and my Spanish is still horrible, but I'm surviving and I'm doing business even without Spanish in Mexico. So I got to do something right. Um, and I've been part of the Global Chamber for 2 years, and I've been the global chair or the advisory board chair for the last year or so. And I'm so excited when I get to start that project. Querétaro was kind of a new entity when I got involved. And what I loved about the Global Chamber and meeting Doug and Cesar and Gabriella and the whole team is I went to a couple of these events and I was amazed at how fast I got contacts. And what I realized is that Global Chamber really takes networking to a different level. It's not networking to run after pesos or run after dollars. It's really networking to expand your network and have contacts everywhere. And what I've seen with my sales funnel is just by going out and talking to people and letting people know who I was and what I was doing, I was instantly getting referrals all the time, more and more, to where I didn't have to focus on, all that outbound sales and all of those types of things. And I could really use the Global Chamber as a sales funnel to bring business to me. And as an advisory board chair, that's what we set out to do, is we actually built an advisory board full of experts of various different industries. And now we're proud to announce we've got about 8, 10, we just added some new board members over all kinds of different industries, legal and business setup, accounting and tax, export and trade, various manufacturing. I'm in manufacturing right now, recruitment and staffing solutions, architecture and construction, real estate over commercial and industrial, nearshoring, call center, experts in all of these different areas in Mexico. And so anybody in Global Chamber that is looking to come and do business in Mexico, please reach out to us, because with one contact to the Global Chamber, and you can get a hold of us through the website and just click on Querétaro and we're all right there to help you. So please, if you're thinking about doing business in Mexico or coming to Mexico or need any advice, we have a whole board of advisors that wants to help you. So please reach out to us. And if you know somebody that wants to come or is considering doing business in Mexico, refer them to us as well. So that's my plug number one, and feel free to ask questions. And then my other, as I said, I used to be in the nearshoring call center, recruitment stuff. So you can get a hold of me all the time. If you want to hire somebody in Mexico, I can help you do that. But I've switched careers and I've jumped jobs, and now I'm working in manufacturing, because what's just like recruitment? Manufacturing. Actually, no, it's not. It's nothing like it at all. And I drowned for the first 6 months, but I'm getting my footing. And this is actually, let me see here. This is what we manufacture. We are actually a packaging company. The company's called New Wave Packaging Solutions. And I'm the director of 6 operations. And what I do is 2 parts. I put these into UHT dairy companies all over the world. So I partner with them so that they can put their own products into this. This is an aseptic stick that allows you to put UHT, so the kind of milk that sits on the shelf, not the one that sits in the fridge, solutions into this. Or we also have a non-dairy solution that you can put oat, French vanilla, those types of things into these sticks. So I partner with manufacturing companies all over the world that want to use this technology, whether it's co-packing or dairy companies. And then the other thing I do is I work on the other side of the, oh goodness, the other side of the supply chain, and I bring customers. So a lot of times when I'm giving a co-packing agreement or licensing agreement to a company, I'm also supplying them their customer as well. And so I look for sales distribution companies, food service companies, people that are supplying the airlines or the hotels or the restaurants with all of these creamers. You're used to seeing a little cup. And we're replacing it with this because it's fully recyclable, it's 50% less packaging, and it's going to help save the world. So please help me, and that's who I want to meet. Help me save the world and make sure that you're connecting me with sales distribution companies and manufacturing companies that can get this done. Thank you, guys.
I have a question in terms of, first off, kudos and congratulations. And really, what you do is an inspiration. This is Vinayak, again from the San Francisco Bay Area. Just a quick question as a follow-up. When you look at the supply chain, do you look at the origins of where the material is coming from? And do you do some sort of traceability in that regards from soup to nuts of that product supply chain? Because that is extremely important in the world of tariffs and whatever you may want to call. If you could just quickly address that, or we can talk about it offline.
Yes, so actually I'm going to want to talk to you offline because I'm going to have to bring an expert into that side of the business with me to really give you a good explanation of how it all works. But one of the things that we do is we really try, that's why I try so hard to connect manufacturers and distribution within the same global area so that we can keep everything tight and globally sound as we're supposed to. But
Sure.
manufacturers that we use, yes, we are sourcing locally, and we have the company that we use to make for the film, for instance, has locations all over the world.
That would be awesome. So I would love to connect offline and understand a little bit more about going deeper in the supply chain. And I think earlier on, somebody else on the call had talked about supply chain.
That was me.
expertise. Yes. So would love to connect with you also, Tom, and see what is the process that you use in terms of doing traceability, etc. So I'll
Yeah,
connect with you.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, because that's the one thing people don't understand, that actually the majority of the tariff impacts for companies is actually down a couple tiers in their supply chain, and they're just
Yes.
absorbing it. So yeah, I'd love to talk with you.
That'd be awesome because I'm in the clean energy space, and there is a lot that goes from around the world and to around the world. So maybe I'll request Cesar to connect you as well as I think Sipel in that regard. So I'd appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
I'll make sure to make the connections. Thank you, Sibeli, and thank you for speaking very high about your chapter. That's really good. I can just confirm or that, and one of the most amazing person I've known there in Mexico is Rob. He's an accountant, tax advisor, but he's kind of a influencer in social media, and he's all over the place. And he's a guy who will do the extra mile for helping our members, and I know the rest of the team is like that. So
Yes, Rob is amazing. Roberto Cruz, everyone, Global Chamber Curator. He's on our advisory board. He is the most famous member of our board. But if you want a connection, I have to give him props because I got a return on investment of my Global Chamber membership being friends with Rob. That will connect you to the world. So if you want a connection that gives you connections, Roberto Cruz, guys.
that's great. Thank you, Sipeli. Any other questions or comments? And if not, let's just move then to Nikki Vagnato. Nikki, from our Phoenix chapter, expert in commercial real estate, and I will give the floor to Nikki because I'm really interested in learning more as well.
Thank you, Cesar. And nice to meet everyone here. I'm going to drop my link tree in the chat, which will share my LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, etc. But my name is Nikki Beñato. Cesar is the only person that has ever pronounced it correctly, my last name. So congratulations.
Is that because I took some Italian?
Yeah. Typically everybody says Bagnato, which I answer to. That's how I say it when I'm addressing my own name. But yeah, it's nice to hear the language being spoken correctly. And I am with eXp Commercial. We are a worldwide commercial brokerage, and I have representation ability nationwide, which is really fantastic. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona locally, born and raised, so I know the state like the back of my hand. I focus and specialize in industrial outdoor storage, which right now is a hot spot, especially with all of the businesses moving to Arizona, the TSMC, bringing in a lot of new businesses and also retail and employees. So Arizona is experiencing a large boom with that traffic. So my focus right now, I'm part of a team called the iOS Chicks. We are a women's team that focus on industrial outdoor storage, which is unheard of out here. It's typically a male-dominated space. So being in this space is unique for the people that I'm working with. And our focus right now is really trying to get in touch with property owners to strategize how to get the most money for their property and when would be the best time to sell. Not only property owners to sell properties, but property owners that are looking to lease their properties if their current tenants will be relocating, finding them a new tenant in the space to get the cash flow continuing for them. So our buyers or tenants that we have here in Phoenix, they actually are looking nationwide, and their rule of thumb is any state that has a port or an NFL football team is the states that they're after. So a lot of the industrial outdoor storage property owners, they're not on social media. They're not wanting to stay on a cold call. They're hard workers, they're blue collar. So really a referral connection would be best for my space. In addition to that, I focus heavily on retail, especially with all of the employees coming in from the TSMC, comes residential, which follows with commercial. So the outskirts of the Greater Valley area are no longer the outskirts. We're sourcing developers to support restaurants, shopping, anything that a local community would need for convenience, gas stations, etc. I have a TSMC, a Taiwan restaurant moving here from California to cater to the employees at the microchip plant. So industrial outdoor storage and retail developers, etc., is really going to be my main focus for referral connections. So if anybody has a contact for me or wants to introduce me to somebody that can maybe help strategize a plan for them, feel free to call, message, or email me, and would be happy to connect.
Hi, Nikki. I'm a CPA again. I'm based in New York, but we have offices all over the country. Do you ever hear of CBiz? CBiz is located in Phoenix. We probably have 150, 200 people. Have you had any connections with CBiz over the years?
I've not had any connections. I know the name, I've seen the brand, but no, I've never connected with anybody locally.
Would you, our CPAs potentially, we have clients, if there's some interest, let me know and I can introduce you to the team based in Phoenix.
Absolutely. A CPA would be a great connection for me because they're dealing with the business owners and the property owners already. So if there's any indication of a need in the real estate space, that would be a great opportunity for a referral from that particular CPA. So yeah, I would love to connect with you and get some connections.
All right.
representing locally. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Nikki, and thanks, Stephen. And Nikki, through your network, you can help all around the US, right?
I can, yeah, I can represent almost nationwide with my brokerage. There's a few turf states that require me to get an additional license, such as Nevada, Utah, Florida, Georgia. But there are other representatives on my team that are licensed in those states. So between me and my team, we can cover nationwide.
There's just to interject here, Nikki. Hey, it was great to meet you. I'm forgetting which event it was. It might have been the International State of the Metro, maybe you came to or
Yeah,
something.
yep, absolutely. That was a great event.
Are you aware yet of that weekly global real estate call that we do? Have you jumped into that yet?
I haven't yet. I feel like it's interfering with some other things on my schedule, but I hope to be able to join.
Okay. It had been on Fridays and now it's been moved to Wednesdays, and
Okay.
it's still finding a place, but it'll be midweek. So definitely check that out when you can slip it in. Definitely want to get you connected if you're not to Jim Wong. Spent a lot of time with EXP, so you'll have a few
Excellent.
things to talk about.
Absolutely. I would love that. Thank you.
I think I can send you an invite directly to those, Nikki. So I will take a look.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you, Cesar.
Perfect. All right. Anyone else from the group here with any questions or comments?
I just would like to shout out, I put in the post in the chat, but you know, I'm in the New York City chapter and we're having an event. If anyone happens to be traveling or you know anyone traveling into New York on Monday, we're having a great networking event at Wells Fargo, New York City, on Monday the 23rd from 4:30 to about 7. It should be a nice networking opportunity. And anyone is welcome. If any global members finding their way into the New York City area on Monday and have a couple of hours, love to see you.
That's great, Stephen. Thank you. I heard great things about those events, so I probably need to visit one day.
I think it's going to be fun.
Good, good. So
One other quick shout out. First of all, those guys are amazing. A quick shout out, Cesar, to Amr Abdul, who's in Yemen, and it's after midnight there. So I don't know whether he can say hi, but he's doing he's Global Chamber and he's really well connected in the area. So if you're not connected to Amr Abdul, sounds like you might not have reception.
yeah, and you're breaking up a little bit, Doug. I think your bandwidth is also
Yeah, I didn't
low.
hear that.
Yeah, I think Doug was talking about Amir Abdul. He's a member in Yemen. He's connected here now. So Amir, I don't know if you can say a few words. If you can, feel free to jump in anytime. And so let's do something, Doug. First of all, thank you, Nikki, Sipele, Ryan, and David again for your time today. I would like to talk about two opportunities. One is for tomorrow. So we have the League of Opportunities. We have this exact event tomorrow, Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. So if anyone from this group today wants to jump in and present and say a few words tomorrow, we have a space available. So just let me know. I will just put you in the list. And also I will share here in the chat the link to an event that I'm organizing. It's actually a series about doing business in Brazil, just in case anyone is interested in the country, or you know someone, you have a partner, a client, or anyone in your network that is either doing business in Brazil or looking throughout the region. I know, Ryan, you mentioned South America. I know if Brazil is part of your your interesting area, but I've been putting a group of different members of the Global Chamber, and we're gonna have 3 events. The first one is on Monday. So I was on vacation and I realized yesterday that that's very soon on Monday. So I want to reach out to people and ask you all, to share this. Basically, the three events are divided. Like the first one is going to be a general overview, economic, accounting, HR.
That being June 19th, 2025.
Sorry, okay. So the second one is going to be more about the cultural aspects, marketing, and then the third one we're going to have a CEO of an American company. I mean, the CEO of the local Brazilian subsidiary of an American company works on chemicals. So it's interesting to know different angles about the country. So again, feel free to join us to that one.
Yeah,
And
Cesar, sorry, go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead. Brazil is definitely of interest because there is a lot of things going on in the world of energy over there. There are challenges that the grid is facing at this point in time, over generation of energy and over which is like the issue that we never face in the United States. So I'd be interested in learning more about it. So if you would, yeah, I mean, as you send the invite, I'll participate in that. And there is a lot going on in Brazil.
Yeah, so I'm going to send you that invite. Thank you, Vinayak.
Thank you.
Sure. And so, Doug, anything else you would like to add, or anyone else would like to quickly introduce himself?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Doug. Maybe if you turn off the video, the sound will be working better.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
No, I actually I didn't have anything else. What about anyone here in the room has anything to share?
I mean, Caesar, if you have a slot open, I've never done one of these little presentations. I know it's a tight notice. I might have to do it off the cuff, but if you want to give me 4 or 5 minutes, I would like to maybe jump in tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
It's getting too loud over
Perfect.
here, so we'll just.
I'll send you the. Sorry, I think there's.
Okay.
I'll send you the invite to that.
And I'd just like to point out, Doug, the AI call this morning was one of the best events I've been to with the Global Chamber. Those guys were awesome.
I agree, and I second that in that regards.
That's
Cesar,
great.
Doug, you're awesome. As always, it's been a blessing connected with you, and I echo everything that Sapil said also earlier on. You've created a community from nothing to something that is extremely well recognized and impactful globally. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Thank you, Vinay.
Thank you, Vinay.
It Doug, the guys from Avahi explained AI in a way that everybody can understand, and I think that's what made that call so powerful.
It was amazing. So we'll definitely have that up on the blog. If anybody missed it, you'll want to watch that one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So one other thing to mention, just in case, next Wednesday in Silicon Valley, actually Los Altos, we're helping to launch the global side of Altos Bank. Altos Bank is a bank that is intending to be the next best, better Silicon Valley Bank. So some of them have been part of Silicon Valley Bank. They are not happy with the way it ended up today. They recognize that Silicon Valley Bank had something and they want to make a better one. And so Dr. Sanjeev Kagram is the vice chair. They've got 2 brilliant people who are running the bank, and they're intending to make it both global and diverse and spectacular in terms of service. And so we're going to launch the global side of it on Wednesday, 4 o'clock at the bank, and Dr. Kagram will be there. We've got a couple speakers, and so Vinayak, looking forward to seeing you there and our San Francisco chapter activities. So if anybody happens to be in Silicon Valley, that's the place to be next Wednesday.
Yeah, one of a
Thanks,
very
Vinayak,
close friend
for
of mine is an
your leadership.
advisor at the board. A very close friend of mine, so he's going to be there too.
Fantastic. Great. So Cesar, I think anything else that you'd like to say in conclusion?
No, just as a reminder, we will have the session tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, and you're more than welcome to join us. And what I'm going to do...
I'm sorry. I didn't mean, I'm sorry. I did mean to shout out to David Aguilar. Is he speaking tomorrow?
I don't have David, but we can have David for sure. David, are you there? I see you here now.
Yeah, he just renewed his membership, and I had a chance to spend some time with him the other day, and they've made so much progress in terms of the business. And so he may not be able to speak right now, but let's circle back with him to see if we can get him to give an update, because they've made some spectacular progress in Japan and beyond.
Cool. So I'm gonna follow up with David. Thank you, Doug. And thanks everyone. I'm gonna keep the room open. I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna keep the room open because I actually, speaking of AI, I'm using the Zoom AI to take some notes, and so I need to keep the room open for a couple of minutes. You're more than welcome to stay and hang out. Otherwise, see you in the next one. Thank you. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Thank you and
Thank you
take care.
guys. Have a good one.